Golden State's Stephen Curry, right, returned during the Warriors' semifinal series against the New Orleans Pelicans. With him, Golden State is a far more dangerous team offensively going into the Western Conference Finals against the Houston Rockets. Credit Marcio Jose Sanchez/Associated Press. May 13, 2018. For the 2017-18 season, the N.B.A. made some obvious choices to kick off the season on opening night. The rebuilt Houston Rockets would face the defending champion Golden State Warriors, and the former Cavaliers star Kyrie Irving would lead the Boston Celtics against his former teammates in Cleveland. If you didn't watch how the regular season played out, the league's Final Four makes perfect sense, but during a season in which Golden State and Cleveland were at times very beatable and in which Boston lost its two biggest stars to injury, only Houston's presence in the conference finals was seldom in doubt, and now we will see if the N.B.A. can produce its first finals since 2014 featuring teams other than the Warriors and the Cavaliers. For the Eastern Conference Finals preview, click here. No. 1 Houston Rockets vs. number 2 Golden State Warriors season head-to-head, Rockets, 2-1 Game 1, Monday, 9 p.m. And it was only a year ago that Jeff Van Gundy was discussing the possibility of the Warriors' 4 All-Stars leading them to 8 or more consecutive N.B.A. The team was being excoriated online for supposedly having made the sport uncompetitive, and the only glimmer of hope was that the payroll would become so outrageous that the team would have to be broken up so the owners could continue turning a profit. All it took was one trade by Houston, involving 8 players, a draft pick and cash, and some injuries to Golden State for the Warriors to suddenly lose their grip on the Western Conference. Houston's ascension may seem obvious now, but there was a time when adding Chris Paul to a roster whose best player was James Harden and whose coach was Mike D'Antoni seemed problematic, but instead of the aging Paul struggling to keep up, the rest of the Rockets adjusted to him and thrived in half-court isolation. They still put up more three-pointers than any other team in the N.B.A., but they started grinding down opponents rather than trying to outrun them. It helped that Clint Capella developed into the perfect finisher to complement teammates so adept at making the right pass. Golden State, as recently as the end of the regular season, could not keep up. Stephen Curry was working his way back from a knee injury, the rest of the roster was banged up, and Andre Iguodala, such a linchpin for the team in past postseasons, was showing his age. But those concerns fell away as soon as the postseason began. Curry came back in the semifinal series against New Orleans, Iguodala came out of hibernation, and it appeared that the would-be dynasty had risen from the ashes. If Curry is truly healthy, this is the worst possible matchup for the Rockets. Houston has no one who can adequately defend him. Paul was capable at one point, but in recent years it has seemed like an extreme mismatch, and once Curry gets cooking he has an effect on all of the players around him that can be outdone only by LeBron James. And when your secondary options on offense are Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson, giving them room to work is almost akin to conceding the game. The biggest keys to the series for Golden State will be letting Curry thrive, while keeping an eye on his knee, and hoping that Draymond Green can keep his emotions from boiling over so he can stay on the court. If the Warriors accomplish those goals, they should advance. Pick, Warriors.